Did the world's most feared conquerors secretly suffer humiliating defeats? For centuries, stories of the Mongol Empire have focused on their unstoppable expansion, reduced cities to rubble, and fear that swept from Asia to Europe. But there's another side to their saga, one that most never talk about. In reality, these fierce riders faced more than a few crushing losses that left their enemies celebrating. Today, we're revealing the Mongols' most disastrous defeats and how these setbacks exposed glaring vulnerabilities in an empire known for unmatched ferocity. When the Mongols stormed into the Middle East, entire cities crumbled almost overnight. Populations were said to vanish, and rumors spread that no one could stand against them. But then came the Mamluks of Egypt, an elite warrior class with everything to lose. The Mongols arrogantly demanded the Sultan's surrender. Certain victory was just days away. Instead, the Mamluks chose to fight at a place called Ain Jalut. Some say the Mongols were overconfident, having already destroyed Baghdad and other strongholds. They never expected these former slave soldiers to stand firm. Yet the Mamluks lured the invaders into a trap, using local terrain to cut off the cavalry's speed. In a fierce clash that defied every prediction, the Mongols lost their general and retreated in disarray. It was a shocking blow to their aura of invincibility, a moment that revealed how mortal this so-called unstoppable horde truly was. But that was far from their only stumble. Soon after, Mongol ambitions took them to Southeast Asia. In Vietnam, or Dai Viet as it was known, the Mongols believed victory would be swift. After all, they had battered China, controlled endless steppes, and shredded countless armies. How hard could it be to dominate a smaller realm? They quickly found out. Facing scorching heat and swamps teeming with disease, the Mongols struggled. Local forces adopted scorched-earth tactics, depriving the invaders of food and fodder. Ambushes sliced their troop numbers daily. Rumors claim entire ranks of Mongols collapsed from malaria, with their prized horses faring no better. It became an agonizing spiral that sent them limping back, humiliated. Yet nature's wrath was only part of the trouble they'd soon endure. Japan had long been in the Mongols' sights, and they believed it would be a quick conquest. According to popular lore, Kublai Khan was stunned when his envoys were turned away, or worse. So the Mongols set sail, determined to subjugate the island nation. What they didn't see coming was the infamous divine wind, later celebrated as the kamikaze. Twice, massive storms ripped through their flotilla, obliterating many ships and scattering survivors. Some believe it was an act of pure luck, while others whisper about sabotage, spiritual blessings, or even advanced weather predictions. Whatever the cause, the result was catastrophic. Their costly invasions ended in spectacular failure, and Japan emerged unscathed from one of history's largest seaborne threats. But halfway around the globe, a smaller island would spring an even bigger surprise. The Mongols turned their eyes to the Indonesian archipelago next, targeting the kingdom of Singasari. Its king had offended them, so an invasion fleet was dispatched to punish him, only to find he'd been overthrown by a rival before they even arrived. One might guess the Mongols would leave in frustration, but fate had other plans. A charismatic prince named Raden Wijaya convinced the Mongols to join forces and crush the usurper. The Mongols agreed, possibly hoping to place a grateful puppet on the throne. The plan worked until Wijaya abruptly turned on them. Drawing the Mongols into a trap, he decimated their weakened troops, forcing a frantic retreat. To some, this fiasco stands as the empire's most embarrassing reversal, proving that cunning politics and unfamiliar terrain could outmaneuver even the most feared army on Earth. Yet the Mongols would soon discover that cunning foes awaited them on the mainland as well. For decades, Mongol raiders harassed the Punjab region, nibbling at the Delhi Sultanate's borders. But the Sultanate's rulers, forged in constant battles, began anticipating Mongol tactics. What started as Mongol dominance gradually turned into a cycle of resistance. At the climactic Battle of Kili, tens of thousands clashed in a gruesome showdown. The Mongols, led by a formidable commander, initially made headway. Yet a swift counterattack by Delhi's troops halted them in their tracks. When their general died from his wounds, the shock rippled through the invasion force. They pulled back, never again able to mount such a massive campaign on the subcontinent. Accusations surfaced that internal feuds, battered morale, and an underestimation of local resilience all contributed to the failure. Even this wasn't the final nail in their ambition, but it was another step toward a sobering truth. So were the Mongols truly invincible? Time and again, they broke armies and toppled empires. But these staggering defeats reveal a different side to their legendary reputation. Yes, they brought terror on a colossal scale, but they also learned that pride, unfamiliar terrain, and local resistance could wreck even the most meticulously planned campaigns. It's easy to remember them as unstoppable conquerors. Yet, the cracks in their empire, laid bare by these failed invasions, remind us that no power remains forever unchallenged. Were these defeats mere flukes on a path of domination, or signs of deeper vulnerability that foreshadowed the empire's ultimate unraveling? The answer may lie in how we reconcile the myth of the unbeatable Mongols with the reality of their most disastrous setbacks.